Alright, welcome back to my channel everyone. This is Apmedia. I'm very excited about this one because this was the first edition of the mountain experience done in April 2026 by Minister Moses Bliss, and I designed this flyer for the mountain experience 2026, the very first edition. Okay, so I'll be doing a quick breakdown on the design. I'll be explaining the layers, I'll be explaining the things I did to be able to arrive at this final design. Okay, so if this is the first time you're coming across my channel, this is Apmedia. On this channel I create tutorials that surrounds graphic design, everything that relates with design and the media. Okay, so if you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe to my channel and like this video. If you have any question for me, you can drop it in the comment section, and you can also check my page here as I have a number of graphic design tutorials here on YouTube. Okay, so with that said, let's get started. Now from my right hand side here, from the right hand side of my screen here, you're going to see my layers, and you can see how I've organized my layers here. This is the only thing that is turned off here. Let me turn it up now. So we have layers merge, we have layers merge 2, layers merge 1 here. Okay, so let's run. Now I'm going to be turning off the layers one after the other, and I'll be reviewing the layers of the design and how it affects the things that I did on this design. So you can see that I'm turning off the layers and it's affecting the elements. Okay, so this is the flat background, and by the way, I'm using a 4x5 inches size. This is the standard size for Instagram. Okay, so this is the standard size for Instagram. That is the size that I'm using currently. So I'm going to open my background layers, the group of my background, because I grouped everything one after the other. So this is the first image. Okay, this is the first image, and there now it is the mountain experience. Okay, it is the mountain experience. So this is what influenced the very first image that I use on this design. Okay, the mountain experience. So this is it, and then I have of course its background. Okay, the background is what is at the back of the main information that you are trying to communicate in your design. So it has to be subtle, it has to be just a base, like the foundation of your project. Okay, so I have that, and I had to add this. I had some dark black brushes around to make it a little bit dark, so that when we start placing our information on it, the background will not contrast directly with the information that we are placing on them. So that was why I added these brushes, and I added something here also, and we have this wall around. Okay, so this is to give the mountain a sense of wall, all right, the sense of covering around. So that was what I added here. Let's look at another element now. This is where it starts getting interesting. I added a picture of Minister Moses here, and with some layer mask. Let me disable the layer mask. So this is the image. This is one of his random images I got from the internet, where he was ministering powerfully. Okay, he was ministering. Let's see, this is the original image. Okay, you can see the image has colors here all around, so I had to edit it so that it can flow very well with the design. So I did those little edits there. I added brushes with layer mask, and I changed the blend mode to soft light so that it can blend very well at this side of the screen. So I have that one there, and I still have another image here. Let's look at this one. Okay, so this is another image of him also ministering. This is how the image looks like. Okay, So I added this one, of course, black and white and all of that. So I added this one to the other side of the top of the design. Okay, so let's close that, and we have this. So this one comes with the city gate, Abuja city gate. Like now, this program was done in Abuja, or this program is in Abuja, and one of the things that that represents Abuja, or that draws attention of people to Abuja, Nigeria, is the city gate here. Okay, so I added it on top of the mountain. Okay, so this is like welcome to Abuja. The mountain experience is happening in Abuja, so it gives people that impression. Okay, so I added that, and I had to add some light here and add another city gate here towards the bottom. So this one now shows road and direction, like moving to the mountain in Abuja. So that was the idea I had here. So everything in this group, I put them together as a single group. Okay, so everything here is a single group. Now, before we proceed to the sub background, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe to this channel. And if you are finding this video helpful so far, kindly like this video and drop a comment below and just tell me what you think about the background and what I'm creating. Okay, so let's continue. Now on the sub background, I just created some shapes here. So the sub background is just a collection of shapes, and I use this so that I can place the ministers. Okay, place all the ministers that are coming for this program on this. So it is just a group of some shapes here. All right, and I change the blend mode of the shape. Look at this is the original shape here. So I change the blend mode to linear light. Okay, linear light, so that it blends. Now you can see a few things through the image, and of course when you add layer mask, it's going to be something like this. Okay, so now let's look at the ministers. So when we place the ministers directly on it, it's going to be something like this. Okay, so these are the ministers. Let me open the layers of the ministers. So I had to do a number of things here. Look at Minister Nosa, okay, Minister Joe Praise, Minister Kayode, then Minister Prosper, and of course the convener, Minister Moses Bliss, at the front of the design. So this is the pictures of the minister. So I have that group here, ministers, and let's look at the theme. Okay, the mountain experience. And another interesting thing I found out about designing, another interesting thing I tried to create was the choice of font. Now if you look at the mountain, you can see that the A has this mountain like effect on the font. So the font was even chosen intentionally. Okay, I didn't just get any font and just slap it on the design. So the font had this mountain like, or this expression that can communicate the idea of the mountain. So everything generally on this design is pointing to the mountain. All right, so that way the communication becomes very, very easy for the audience. So the fonts were chosen carefully, and of course I used a text effect there to be able to create the extruding and the 3D effect around that. So let's look at the venue. I have this group here, venue and dress code and all of that. We have entry is free. Let's look at the date. So the date was Saturday the 11th April 2026. The time is 6 to 8:30 a.m. West African time. Okay, and I think we have the names here. Okay, so I created each of them in a separate group. You can see the groups here. Each of the names are created with in a separate group, and I added some drop shadow on it. You can see, let me turn off the names layer again. You can see it was brighter, and when I brought it in, you can see, so that the names can pop, or so that it can come out very well. Okay, and I drew this line here to just create some difference between the name and the date that we have here. Okay, so this is where the transformation came up on the design. I call it my FX. Okay, so this is where the transformation came in on the design. Let's open that folder. Let's off all the things that are in the FX and let's review them one after the other. Okay, so this is getting interesting. So at this side, I added this this light, stage light effect, stage light, 3D stage light image. I added it there, and of course I added some lens flare towards that side. I added some at the bottom, some at the top. Okay, let's look at this. Let's look at this. Let's look at this. So these are different lens flares I added around the design. This is another 3D render light, and now this is an overlay. Let's look at the actual image. So the actual image is something like this. Let's disable the layer mask. So I had this overlay effect. It's like a light effect again. So I added brush. I added layer mask and brushed off some parts so that it doesn't cover everything. And of course the blend mode to linear dodge add. And we have another one here. This one is like fire sparks. And I created a gradient map here, a color lookup, and what is this? This is an overlay on the design. This is a color fill. Now if you have been following my videos, you see that you will notice one thing. I usually create this color fill effect to make the design pop or to make the design more sharp. Okay, so that was that with that, and another lens flare here. Okay, so everything together came from this to this, and I think it helped the design to balance more or to relax more generally. Okay, so that was what I did there, and I added another color lookup again, and I meshed everything together. That gave us this, and in black and white. I usually like to put the design in black and white or in grayscale, so that I just preview and look at what I've done so far, if it can still communicate without excuse me, if the design can still communicate without all the colors out. So that is what I do with black and white, and I have this. So this is basically everything I created, and I sent the design out. I think the design is all over my social media pages. I posted on Instagram, Facebook, on Twitter, and that's X, and on all my social media pages. Actually, the designs are up there and all of that. So I believe I've been able to communicate a thing or two in this tutorial. So if you found this helpful, kindly like this video, and if you have any questions for me, please drop it in the comment section. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, kindly subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell so that anytime I drop a new video, you will be notified. Okay, so until I come your way again, I am Apmedia. I'll see you in the next one.